Just ahead on CTV News.
Election season is fastly approaching. I'm Bryce Parker. We'll have more details on how you can submit your mail-in ballots in Maryland coming up on CTV News.
Plus, a blood drive aimed at helping those with sickle cell. And Simon Buggs has our Friday sports page. Those stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, everyone. This is CTV News for September 20th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Katara Jones. Thanks for joining us. And topping our news tonight, Prince George's police are investigating a fatal shooting that happened at Largo Town Center this afternoon. Officers arrived at the 1000 block of Largo Center Drive at 1:10.
Police found a man suffering from gunshot wounds in the roadway. He was later pronounced dead on the scene, but we will keep you updated as the story develops. And only 46 days are left until the November 5th election.
And with the arrival of mail-in ballots, election season feels like it's knocking on our door. CTV's Bryce Parker is in Largo with more on how to cast your mail-in ballot.
Election officials have begun sending out mail-in ballots today. And right behind me is one of the official ballot drop boxes. And if you're at home wondering why is this box so tall, it's because the state of Maryland is prepared to send out over 660,000 mail-in ballots for the upcoming November election. Over 578,000 of those ballots will be sent out by mail within the next 5 days, and the remaining 91,000 ballots will be sent electronically. There are a total of 286 ballot drop boxes across the state, and voters can drop off their ballots up until 8 p.m. on Election Day. Voters who choose to mail in their ballots instead will need to ensure that their ballot is postmarked by November 5th. And good news for those who still would rather drop off their ballots rather than waiting in line on Election Day, you still have time to request a mail-in ballot. Election officials need to have received your mail-in ballot request by Tuesday, October 29th, just over a month from today. Election officials across the country are anticipating mail delays before and on Election Day. Their advice? To get your ballot in as early as possible. And if you're one of those people at home who would still like to vote early the old-fashioned way, early voting in Maryland starts on October 24th and ends October 31st. Reporting from Largo, I'm Bryce Parker, CTV News.
All right, Bryce, thanks so much. And again, early voting in Maryland starts on October 24th and ends on October 31st. Well, Frederick, Maryland has become the largest municipality in the state to approve non-citizen voting in local elections. The City Board of Aldermen voted 4-1 yesterday to allow green card holders and undocumented immigrants the right to vote as long as they can prove they live in the city. Now, the new law could impact over 6,000 non-citizens who will be eligible to vote in 2025. The change takes effect on November 8th unless challenged by a public petition, which would send the issue to a referendum. 11 Maryland cities allow non-citizen voting, including Hyattsville, Greenbelt, and Tacoma Park.
Maryland's congressional delegation is pressing NASA for answers after the agency canceled a robotic satellite maintenance mission. The OSAM-1 mission was developed at NASA Goddard in Greenbelt. Senators Chris Van Hollen, Ben Cardin, and several Maryland representatives are questioning the decision despite Congress allocating $227 million for the mission, which was designed to extend satellite lifespans and reduce space debris. Lawmakers are asking NASA for a detailed explanation of the cancellation and plans for the nearly completed satellite. They want answers by Monday, September 23rd. The community was shocked to discover yesterday that while 4 high school boys were waiting for the school bus in Accokeek, their life was put in danger. It happened when 2 suspects approached the boys from a blue Hyundai. The suspects stole multiple items from one of the victims, including a pair of designer shoes.
One suspect fired a shot into the air, but thankfully none of the boys were physically harmed. Prince George's police say this is still an ongoing investigation, and anyone with information on this incident is asked to call Crime Solvers at 1-866-411-TIPS. And Prince George's police are looking for suspects involved in a deadly shooting in Hyattsville. The shooting took place last night at the 2900 block of 52nd Avenue. Officers responded to a report of unknown trouble and found a man suffering from gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead on the scene, and this is still an ongoing investigation.
A Silver Spring man pleads guilty to distributing fentanyl, which resulted in the death of a 16-year-old. The suspect is 26-year-old Micaias Keith Yalu. Court documents say the victim reached out to the suspect to buy Percocet pills back in January of 2022. The next day after getting the pills, the teenager was found dead. Officials say that Keith Yalu knew that the pills that he was selling, which were supposed to be oxycodone hydrochloride, were actually contained with fentanyl. His sentencing is set for January 28th of next year. He could spend a maximum of 20 years in federal prison.
Well, Prince George's County Council member Calvin Hawkins hosted a blood drive raising awareness for sickle cell disease. Today, people gathered at the First Baptist Church of Highland Park to donate blood and help those in need. According to the National Institutes of Health, sickle cell disease can cause severe pain due to blocked blood flow, often requiring medical care.
As someone who carries the sickle cell trait, this is an opportunity to give back. My mother had sickle cell, and the challenge she dealt with throughout her life, and knowing that the blood drive will help those who may need blood.
I've donated over 5 gallons of blood. It saves lives, and my blood goes strictly towards sickle cell patients, which I have a few friends who are sickle cell patients.
And sickle cell is a condition that affects over 100,000 people in the United States, and events like this are crucial in providing support and treatment for those affected.
You might want to consider taking advantage of the good weather this weekend and head to the beach. Officials plan to open beaches on the Delmarva Peninsula to swimmers this weekend. Almost a week ago, beaches on the peninsula were closed after medical waste washed to the shore. The Maryland Department of Health advises beachgoers to not touch or approach any medical waste they may see as cleanup efforts continue. And you're watching CTV News. Still to come, the city of Bowie receives a leadership award.
Find out which program earned them the recognition and how you can participate. We'll have that story and more after the break.
It's like we just arrived.
I'm here today because of Tanya's relentless efforts in trying to get me healed. When I came back from the war, I became a homeless veteran. I was barely hanging on by a thread. The one thing that was constant for me was music. Music led me to Tanya. Normally with a veteran, we think we can solve everything. The truth of the matter is we cannot.
I just knew that something was different, something was off. I let him know that he wasn't alone. There are people that loved him.
And says, Michael, I know you've got a plan to take your life today, but if you give me just 5 more minutes to love you.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, honey, 5 more minutes to love. Michael has actually taught me what it looks like to accept help.
These walls and windows hold me tight. The warm embrace we all call home. My neighbors watch over one another. This little street is a land of liberty of its own, where I always have a place to go. I'm free to call this place my own. We all deserve a place to call home.
That's an American dream.
Welcome back. The Maryland Department of Commerce is partnering with 5 Maryland institutions, endowing close to $18 million towards new research professorships. Now, Bowie State and University of Maryland College Park are among the 5 institutions in the program. Bowie State is receiving $500,000 from the Department of Commerce, which the university matched. The University of Maryland College Park received $2 million, which was matched by Michael and Eugenia Brin to establish the Brin Endowed Chair. Meanwhile, Montgomery College honors the county's first African-American councilman and county executive with a building named in his and his wife's honor. The Catherine and Isaiah Leggett Math and Science Building will educate future STEM workers, and the dedication to the couple highlights their many years of service and philanthropy. Mr. Leggett was the first African-American elected to the Montgomery County Council in 1986 and serves as a county executive from 2006 to 2018. Both of them have longtime supporters of the college, and in 2019, Catherine received an honorary degree from the school.
The city of Bowie receives an award recognizing their work to address climate change. The Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments awarded the city of Bowie with the 2024 Climate and Energy Leadership Award. The honor goes to the city's food waste diversion program, which was established in January of this year. The initiative allows city residents to drop off their food waste, in these green bins behind the Ken Hill Center. The waste is then taken to the county's compost facility. The city says since implementing the program, 6 tons of food waste from the city has been diverted from landfills.
So I applied us for the award thinking, well, maybe this will be good enough. And then we won. And it was like, wow, we really are doing something great. And residents do like it. And COG can see that. And so we're really honored to receive it. Have a Tupperware bin in your refrigerator. There's a lot of misconception that it has to sit out on your countertop and then there's flies and things. No. So you can, as you peel your banana, open your fridge, stick it in that Tupperware. It's kind of the same thing as like having leftovers in your refrigerator. So being in the refrigerator, it stops it from breaking down. So as you're cooking, stick it in the bin, stick it in the bin. When your bin is full, put that Tupperware lid on, drive right here, and you can dump it right in.
Diaz says that residents can also put their food waste in BPI compostable bags and then place those bags in the bins. And now, in the midst of allergy season, the FDA just approved for the first flu vaccine that doesn't need to be administered by a healthcare provider. Starting today, Flu Mist is allowed for self or caregiver use of people between the ages of 2 and 49. The vaccine sprayed through the nose and requires a prescription to receive it. The most common side effects of Flu Mist includes fever, runny nose, and a sore throat.
Well, Maryland is facing a growing shortage of registered nurses, with a new federal report projecting the state will need nearly 15,000 more nurses over the next 12 years. The analysis by the Health Resources and Services Administration predicts Maryland will have the 8th largest shortage of RNs in the country by 2036, with a 20% gap. Now, nationwide, the shortage is expected to reach over 337,000. Non-metro areas are projected to be hit hardest as demand for both registered and licensed practical nurses rises. The report says that Georgia and California will experience the largest gaps.
Maryland was one of a few states that actually saw life expectancies increase during the time when the country was gripped by the COVID-19 pandemic, and many states saw life loss decrease. Between 2020 and 2022, Maryland's life expectancy grew from 76.8 years to 77.2 years, according to data from the CDC. That statistic is based off of many factors, including gender, race, location, and access to health care. The age in Prince George's County is actually a little bit higher than that. Here, life expectancy is more than 78 years. The highest life expectancy in the state is in Montgomery County. The average is 83.5 years. And still to come on CTV News, it's pumpkin spice season.
That's right, and a local farm is giving us a preview of their upcoming fall activities.
The chill in the air, the leaves are starting to change. It's the best time of year, fall, and I've got the perfect way to set the season off coming up on CTV News.
am so sorry I was late. I was at the retina specialist getting my first AMD treatment. I was worried that the injection would hurt, but it was much better than I expected.
I'm so glad you're getting your AMD treated. Did you go to the same retina specialist that I see for my diabetic retinopathy?
Yes, and I was already having blurred central vision. And the retina specialist told me that by treating it early, I had a better chance of saving and even improving my vision.
It's important that we see an expert for our retinal conditions. A retina specialist also treated my son when his retina detached several years ago. The surgery saved his sight. When your vision is at risk from retinal disease, you need the expertise of a retina specialist. Retina specialists are highly trained physicians and surgeons who treat retinal conditions in adults and children, as well as severe eye trauma. If you experience blurred central vision, a curtain-like shadow in your vision, floaters, flashing lights, or wavy lines, see a retina specialist as soon as possible.
I love you. My little miracle is Beckett. A month after his 3rd birthday, he got diagnosed with ATRT brain cancer. All you can think of is the kid's not gonna live.
I wish my cancer's gone.
The fact that St. Jude doesn't bill is a godsend. And the fact that we don't have to ask for help here makes things a lot easier to go through what we have to go through with Beckett. We wouldn't be where we are without St. Jude, and in turn, we wouldn't be where we are without those people that have donated.
The number of Americans applying for unemployment benefits fell to their lowest level in 4 months last week. Jobless claims slid by 12,000 to 219,000 for the week of September 14th, according to the Labor Department. That's fewer than economists' expectations for 230,000 new filings. Weekly filings for unemployment benefits, considered largely representative of layoffs, had risen moderately since May before this week's decline.
The National Association of Realtors reports a record drop of home sales within the past 3 months. Home sales in August this year dropped 4.2% lower than in August of last year. This marks 3 straight months of sales dropping below $4 million mark. Mortgage rates also fell in August and September, with the average rate of a 30-year fixed loan sitting at 6.15%. This is the lowest it has been in 2 years. And grab your tickets, everyone. A popular musical stage play is returning to the county this weekend. Anatomy of Love, a musical stage play, will showcase tonight through Sunday, September 22nd. The family-friendly play, which will be showed at the Bowie Center for Performing Arts, is presented by Solomon's Word Theater Initiative, Inc. The play will take the audience on the journey of 3 sisters in their road to healing through faith, courage, and their wisdom of their mother.
I wanted to engage the family. I really wanted to entitle, like, no matter whether you're 19 or 99, no matter what ethnicity you are, like, there's always a struggle within families. So I wanted to kind of talk about that dynamic and bring unity to it. So I think that when you meet these 3 sisters, you'll be able to identify and find yourself in one of them.
For more details on the musical play, visit the website on your screen.
Well, it's official. Fall begins this Sunday, September 22nd at 8:44 a.m. to be exact. Many of Maryland's trees are changing color earlier this year, earlier than usual due to drought. Now, Marylanders can also expect to see more yellow and gold tones and fewer reds and purples. According to forester Melissa Nash, leaves are 2 weeks ahead of schedule in Maryland's westernmost jurisdiction, which is experiencing extreme drought.
So, Michaela, some of our favorite fall traditions are just around the corner.
That's right. CTV's Mariah Gillette is getting a head start on all of the fall festivities.
Now, you might be sad that summer's coming to an end, but if you're anything like me, your favorite season is fall, and you can celebrate right here in the county at the Fall Festival at Montpelier Farms.
Our motto is, making memories here at the farm, and it's really important for families to get together and make those memories, and friends as well. This is our 17th season, actually. We started out with just a pumpkin patch, corn maze, and some hay rides. And over the years, of course, we've expanded to keep up with the growing crowds.
Every season, the festival sees as many as 75,000 guests that come for the 7-acre corn maze, the apple cider donuts, the farm animals, and much more.
People can spend all day here, and some do. Sometimes they're here 6-7 hours. The nighttime hours, we have a flashlight corn maze. So there's no lights out there, but everybody has a flashlight of some sort and get through the maze that way. We're not haunted at all. We're very family friendly.
Another activity for kids and adults alike is getting to experience farm animals in their element. Montpelier is home to goats, chickens, turkeys, cows, and alpacas, just to name a few.
Some of the kids, even school tours or not, have never even seen farm animals before, never been able to feed them or pet them or touch them. And so you really get satisfaction from seeing them so excited about doing everything on the farm, including the animals, and, just be able to run free and play and things like that.
Of course, the best part of all the festivities is getting to experience them with your loved ones. And here, there's something for everyone.
I love how I see so many families, just one after another, taking these massive group photo op pictures. It's not really an activity, but they take those home and they can cherish those for years.
For now, the festival's open on Saturday and Sunday, but come October 1st, they'll be open 6 days a week, plenty of time to come enjoy it with the family. In Upper Marlboro, I'm Mariah Jalad for CTV News. If you're looking for me, I'll be trying to get to the end of this maze.
Thanks, Mariah, for that report. You can learn more about all the activities that the farm has to offer at the MontpelierFarms.com. And don't move, Simon Buggs has our Friday sports page.
That's right, and he's talking UMD football and lacrosse.
Hey everybody, don't move, because coming up in sports, UMD quarterback Billy Edwards touches on the team's upcoming game against Villanova. I'll have more details on what he had to say soon. Stay right there.
In Afghanistan, the IED actually penetrated the vehicle between my legs, but it was a miracle that we all survived in the vehicle.
When I began the process to separate from the military, it was during COVID. And with the issues back home, we just knew we got to come back home and take care of the family. So we had to go stay at our mom's house. And there was already 3 people living there, and 5 of us, or 8 people. How many bedroom? Like a 2-bedroom. It was like a 2-bedroom house. We were desperate.
So then when we transitioned to Texas, it was very much so like, what are we going to do now?
When I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm, and I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. They've really been a blessing.
I'm in the Permanent Homes for Veterans program. They built a house for me, and it's amazing.
We got the call, this is your house, and the kids and I took off just to go sit in the driveway and cry. It's life-changing. It took us from a hopeless situation, and now we're homeowners. We have a savings account.
The best way to describe Operation Homefront is that it's like a family, because they're always there for you.
I would say you guys are angels behind closed doors.
Operation Homefront has impacted my family in a way that's probably going to be passed down through my family's history. It's definitely going to be a story that's going to be told for generations.
How much difference can one vote make? Since 2023, more than 60 U.S. elections have been tied or won by just one vote. So this fall, your friend could be the tiebreaker. And that could make all the difference. People are more likely to vote when encouraged by a friend. So use your power to decide this election. Make sure you're good to vote and encourage your friends to make a voting plan at votevotevote.com.
Okay, sports fans, are you ready? Because it's time for your Friday sports page. Beginning with some college football news, we are less than 24 hours away, Terps fans, from the football team's 4th game of the season. Maryland will be looking to defend home turf as Villanova will be coming to town. The Wildcats are playing well to start the season as they are 3-0. And quarterback Billy Edwards gave his thoughts on what makes this Nova defense difficult to play against.
They run their stuff and they run it really well. So I think the biggest thing for us is just to go out there. We have our rules, we have our keys. There's going to be some different looks that we haven't seen a ton this year, or that UConn threw at us that was new. So I think the biggest thing for us is just to go out there and execute. Whether they're playing pass coverage and we can't throw the ball deep, we got to take the check down. If they give us confusing looks in boxes, we just got to be able to cover people up, block them, and get the run game going early. But yeah, they run some different stuff, not stuff we haven't seen before, but not stuff we see every day. So I think, we're all excited, especially, the interior guys, the offensive line is excited for the challenge to get up there and, face some new structures up front and, try to get the run game going, try to protect me and let the playmakers make plays.
Kickoff is at noon. The Terps won't be the only college football team that will be in action this weekend, as my Bowie State Bulldogs will take the field as well. Bowie will match up against Livingstone College tomorrow to open up conference play. This game is a must-win for the Bulldogs as they're risking falling 0-3 if they lose to the Blue Bears. All right, now, Bowie, I'm going to need y'all to lock in and get the dub this weekend. Don't let Bulldog Nation down. I got faith in y'all. Let's get it done. The game begins at 4 o'clock. Now to the world of lacrosse, the UMD lacrosse team continues to rack up on their recruits, as 4-star midfielder Chris Doshna recently committed to playing in College Park. The lefty currently attends Marcellus Senior High School in New York and is ranked top 50 in his class. He also helped the Mustangs to a 19-2 record last year and also plays club lacrosse for Sweet Lax Upstate 2026. And wrapping up sports, the wait is finally over, basketball fans. The schedule for the Terps men's basketball schedule has been released. The Terps will host the following opponents at the Xfinity Center: Ohio State, UCLA, Minnesota, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Rutgers, Iowa, Michigan State, USC, and Northwestern. And they'll be on the road for their games against Purdue, Washington, Oregon, Illinois, and Indiana, just to name a few. The Terps will open up the 2025 season against Manhattan on November 4th. For more info on the schedule, visit the website on your screen. And that wraps up your Friday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
Thanks, Simon. Now let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly clear.
Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 82, but we have a 60% chance of rain after 5 p.m. Sunday, expect more morning showers. It's going to be 71 degrees. Monday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 72 and a low of 60.
And now for a look at our community calendar. Tomorrow afternoon, the Accokeek Branch Library is hosting a Cursive Basics tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity to learn a new skill or just get a refresher in the fun technique of cursive writing. Practice sheets will be provided. This event takes place from 2 to 3 p.m., but for more information, contact 240-455-5451.
And that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
Won't you leave it at the door?
Hey Dad, do you think you could teach me how to shave these off?